Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome back to Miracles with Mary. This is a channel for mindset, miracles, and manifestations, as well as numerology. So, this video is going to be about 3 life path. This is the 3rd episode of my numerology life path series, and as you could already see on my thumbnail, I have 3 life path celebrities such as Rihanna, Tom Hiddleston, Katy Perry, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Kevin Hart. So before we get into the video, feel free to give me a thumbs up or subscribe to my channel for more interesting, insightful videos. So for the 3 life paths, we're going to go over symbolism of 3, and then for life path 3, traits, purpose, lights and gifts, challenges, how they can develop, and some professions. So let's begin. Okay, so with 3 symbolisms, I found a lot because 3 is a number of creation. So the first thing I think of for 3 is perfection. I think about Nikola Tesla's divine code 369. He was obsessive with 369 because that's like the answer to everything. Every shape, everything in nature, you can sum it down to equal 3, 6, or 9. So it's about divine creation. The next thing I think about is expansion. For one life path, they represent creation. With the 3, it's expansion from creation. And then I think of a triangle. So triangles, of course, 3 sides, 3 corners. And it means to me, the deeper meaning of it is synchronicity, because it's like 2 right angles coming into perfect union, and it's like 2 like vibrations coming together, and that's a synchronicity. It is complete 100% alignment. And then some of the patterns I see with 3 is past, present, future, beginning, middle, end, you, me, us, man, woman, creating a child. Also, some sayings are 3rd time's a charm, 3 wishes from Aladdin, 3 strikes in baseball, and tapping 3 times in wrestling to end the match or forfeit. And then law of attraction, there's just 3 components to manifest. There's thought, emotion, inspired action, which gives the results. And then in the Bible, 3 represents the Holy Trinity. So you can think of Father, Son, Holy Spirit, God, Mary, Jesus. Also, Jesus resurrected on the 3rd day. Noah, from the story Noah's Ark, he had 3 sons. And also there's 3 angels who are messengers of the second coming of Christ. And then in ancient Egypt, we have another divine trinity, Isis, Osiris, Horus. And then in Hinduism, we have Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, and as well as the 3rd eye. And in Buddhism, we have 3 jewels. In a Japanese proverb, there's the 3 wise monkeys, which is the message is like hear no evil, speak no evil, see no evil. And then in Greek mythology, we have the 3 rulers, Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades. In the fairy tale of Sleeping Beauty, we have 3 godmothers. And usually 3 is associated with like ascended masters and guidance from above. In astrology, 3 is associated with Jupiter, which is the planet of abundance, knowledge, and wisdom, and it rules the sign of Sagittarius. And then lastly, tarot, we have the Empress, which is the 3rd card, and she represents creation, growth, birth, romance, fertility. Okay, so that's all for the symbolism of a 3, and now we're going to get into the life path 3. So some of the traits for 3 life paths, they're usually upbeat, optimistic, enthusiastic, fun and playful. They have very sharp minds, so they can be really witty. They're very mentally alert, so a lot of them are intelligent. They have a good sense of humor. They're always dressed presentable before a crowd, and good listeners, great talkers, and they're very creative with their ideas and how they express themselves. At work, they are very lively, usually the life of the party, if they're confident with the way they express. And they have a big sense of humor. Again, that mental alertness, it contributes to a very successful professional and social life, but not always at the home. And also, their mood easily affects the room. So if they are super happy, you can see them glowing and it affects everybody else. And if they're gloomy, then everyone's gonna feel it. Like, nobody gets to be happy around them. Okay, and now let's move on to the purpose of a 3 life path. So other titles I think of besides the creatives are the communicators, the jokers, the optimists. Their energy is like a growing child learning to express their thoughts and ideas and emotions. They value creativity, communication, and self-expression. The primary purpose of a 3 is very much related to their mental capacity. So I mentioned before, they're very intellectual. They have a sharp wit and intellect. So they're always thinking, planning, analyzing. It's all related to memory. And they learn how to express that intuitively as they grow older. And since they're always thinking and analyzing, one of the big life lessons that they learn is to remain optimistic yet practical during difficult times. And also, they are here to accomplish the art of speaking or expression. So their word is very powerful. They can use their word or their communication to uplift, instruct, inspire, or criticize, belittle, take somebody down. And as I've mentioned before, they're like children growing up. They're always going to be a child at heart. They're always going to be in tune with that. They'll never grow up. They'll always have that intelligent sense of humor, and laughter is also their medicine. They feel most at home when they're the life of the party or when the world is their stage or oyster. So they have that natural wit to express themselves with company, around company. And also, since their expression is their main drive, they need people, and a lot of them end up in entertainment. That could be involving singing, writing, acting, painting, whatever expression. And as their confidence grows, they're going to reach out and span out to a larger audience, because when they tune into that drive to communicate, it'll be nonstop. And as they mature and grow more confident, they're very colorful, they radiate with love, life, romance, and they easily put smiles on people's faces, because they just, also 3s like to make the world a more beautiful place. Like, they always look presentable in front of company. All right, so that is all for the purpose. Now we're gonna move on to the gifts, or the light side of a 3. So when they're in the positive expression, okay? So the saying, the pen is mightier than the sword, is most true for 3 life paths. So I did mention before, they have, like, their word is their wand, and they have the ability to take a situation, a negative situation, into a positive. So they have a lot of power with their words. So in their best expression, they use their gift of emotional sensitivity to bring light to the world. At first, they seem very cool, collected, a logical person, but underneath, they feel a lot. They have a lot of emotion. So back to this, the pen is mightier than the sword. With somebody who always wants to communicate, which is one of their main drives, they enjoy giving advice, and with confidence and passion, they'll help other people open up and be lifted. Now moving on to like the mental alertness. So they're more mentally alert, more sharp in their mind than the other life paths. So they can express their thoughts and ideas better than expressing their emotions or through movement. And let's see what else. They have a keen sense of humor. So you see a lot of successful comedians, they got to be very intelligent to make people laugh. Like it's a skill. And when I was looking through famous 3 life paths, I find a lot of them in comedy or just comedians. So they have a lot of creative force, and a lot of their gifts is like to shine light or shine gold, sunshine on people's lives. So with that creative force, I said that it sorry, I said that it's based, what they do is based on their mental capacity. And with that creative force, all creativity starts in the mind, which is where the light enters first. This is where people get ideas to create something. So anything you see with your physical eyes, like everything was imagined first in the mind. So that's why creativity and intellect is very, very connected. Okay. And I'm going to reference a Bible verse, John 1:1. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was God. So for me, how I interpret it is like, these are like magicians. Their word is their wand. They can use their words to convince and uplift. And once they believe in something, so will you. If they believe in magic, you'll end up believing in magic. So a lot of them end up doing really well in sales as well. So that their gift of communication, it can manifest through writing, spoken word, music, journalism, radio, podcasting. So a lot of entertainment, they need people to listen to them and watch them express. And when they combine their creativity with teaching, that's going to create a great living. Okay, so that is all for the gifts so far. We're going to move on to the challenges, or the shadow side of a 3, and there's 2 parts of that. So first, I'm going to be listing some things off from verbal and emotional expression, and then I'm going to move on to their mind. Okay, so since 3s, their biggest gift is to express with their word, if they are struggling to let the words come out, it means scars from childhood, or their parents did not give them enough applause no matter how much love they received. And from that, they develop self-doubt early on. And that struggle, usually they see that early in life first. And so that fear or self-doubt, that could manifest as having a hard time speaking well, chronic shyness, speech problems, or reserving or repressing their emotion. So when you first meet them, they can be very shy at first, and as I've mentioned before, they'll have a cool, logical mask over them. But once they gather up the courage to speak, they're gonna shine with an abundance of energy, and it's gonna feel like the weight is lifted off their shoulders when they release what's on their mind and their feelings. So first, they have to confront those fears and self-doubt in order to release that block. And then on the negative side of expression, if it's not expressed creatively, it can manifest as gossip, whining, bad-mouthing, criticizing, which causes a lot of unhappiness for the people around them. So yeah, they can talk a lot and uplift, or talk a lot and talk down to people. So early in life, that's the side that they see in childhood and adolescence, but as they mature, they learn to ask themselves, so what positive or bright side can I bring to this situation? Which is way more productive and practical. And then moving on to the mind or the rational side. Oh, I'm not finished with the emotional yet. So since threes, okay, so I've said that threes feel a lot of emotion inside, that can turn into an emotional sensitivity that makes them prone to manic depression or mood swings, and also use their emotion to manipulate. So it's like if nothing exciting is going on, then there would be some kind of drama. And that can turn into like hypersensitivity as well. So like when, let's say, they're preparing for something and they're not going to do as well because they believe, there's a belief that people are going to misunderstand me anyway, so criticism is going to feel like they're being stabbed in the heart. So it's like from hypersensitivity. And also, since they're one of the most childlike, so this is the last part of the negative side of like emotions or expression. Since they're one of the most childlike life paths, their desire for having fun and play would be turned into a lack of responsibility or lack of accomplishment or lack of focus, as well as being superficial, being surrounded by company and never developing anything deep. Because again, like a negative or a shadow side of a three is illusion. And I think of Hollywood because like it's a huge three vibration of entertainment with words, expression, singing, acting, dancing. The shadow side is illusions, like just superficial. Now let's move on to the rational side, the shadow side. Okay, so at work, since they're so mentally alert, you have to keep up with the three. If somebody is slow to do something, then the threes are quick to be impatient, intolerant, and frustrated, and criticizing people's limitations. And that fault finding can be carried to the home, which strains relationships and causes broken marriages. And I mentioned earlier that their mental alertness, I think that's what I said, it helps them create a successful social and professional life, but it's not always true at home. So when they're not living productively or constructively, they'd end up acting superior. So let's say their partner's trying to build a table or a chair from scratch. The three would be like, well, you're moving too slow, and the three would be making up theories on how to do it quicker or do it better instead of being practical and helping their partner out building whatever they want to build. So if the three don't step out of their mind from time to time, they're going to lose their way and just be stuck in there. Threes do love helping people, but they gotta have company that is mentally in harmony with them, such as the alertness and a quick mind. All right, so that's it for the shadows of three. So we're gonna move on to the development or growth part. The first advice I have for threes is to honor your own feelings authentically and honestly. So from example, it's going to encourage others to do the same. Also, broaden your channels of expression. It's going to help you channel so much that's going on in the minds, and it's going to help the threes develop intuition with practicality, so they'd less likely be critical of other people. That criticism, so like it's true that however you treat other people is how you treat yourself. So it's like if they're constantly criticizing other people, they're constantly criticizing or doubting themselves. And as they explore different channels of expression, it's going to help them develop sensitivity to others as well. And another advice is to realize that everyone is always learning. Everyone is a student of life. Just to have more tolerance for other people learning. And for 3s to grow, they can do that through teaching, writing, journaling, dance, and focus exercise like martial arts. Martial arts is just like a form of expression. It's way more than fighting. So that's going to allow them to have their emotions flow. And since 3s have such a big emotional field, they also have they have antennas that reach out to the whole room or the whole environment, and that makes them very sensitive to other people's emotions. So as a way of self-protection, they'll keep on a cool mask. So that's why it's like, wait, are you like a joker or like a depressed, that those theater masks, they can be one way or another. So the advice I have with that is to develop empathy instead of sympathy. So 3s, okay, so sympathy is when somebody's feeling depressed or in the well, so I'm using an analogy. The 3s, if they are feeling sympathy, they'd be like, oh my god, I feel so bad. Let me jump in the well with you. And then they feel depression like it's their own. That's sympathy. It's like putting yourself in another person's shoes. And with empathy, the 3 would still be on the ground and be like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. What's going on right now? I can help you from up here. So that's way better to protect yourself. Emotions and sensitivity is a gift. It's just the way they express it. So if their emotional blocks are preventing 3s from having that flow of energy, they can fall into self-doubt, swing into depression, or feel sorry for themselves. And so as their confidence grows with the channels of expression, they're going to be able to have more confidence speaking from their heart. And once that happens, they'll have the power to move people to tears or laughter. So their word is their wand. So now I have an affirmation for a 3 because they're all about emotional and mental expression. It is safe for me to express myself. I shine my gift with ease and courage. It is safe for me to express myself. I shine my gift with ease and courage. Okay? And now we're going to move on to profession. So we're almost done here. So since 3s have such high mental alertness or a lot of mental capacity, with a lot of thinking and analyzing, they can enter fields in academics, such as being a scholar. They can be research scientists, accountants, business managers, computer programmers, or system analysts. On the creative side, on the creative expression, they can be comedians, a salesperson, artist, stylist, fashion model, fashion designer, writer, journalist, actor or actress, singer, counselor, motivational speaker, podcaster, being a TV host, a teacher, or social service worker, right? And last part, I'm going to name a few more people who are famous through life paths. We have Daniel Radcliffe, Kendrick Lamar, Esther Hicks, if you know Abraham Hicks. We have Jackie Chan, Christina Aguilera, Snoop Dogg, Ty Lopez, Chris Rock, James Franco, Seth Rogen, David Bowie, Simon Sinek, Michael Cera, Reese Witherspoon, and Cameron Diaz. So they have the gift of shining their light to the world. They're always going to be children at heart, and a lot of them, laughter is their medicine. So I see a lot of the most comedians as 3 life paths. So if you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to this miraculous channel. If you have any questions or need guidance on your path that's specific to your birthday, I've got the tools here to help you. So you can check out my website at www.miracleswithmary.as.me. The link is in my description, as well as any other contacts. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please comment down below, and as well as what you think of the information. So have a beautiful day, beautiful souls. I'll see you next time on Life Path 4.